All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Wadash, double honors to the elders of great millstone who were well. So I taste it to you, Akim out there pushing this truth, sincerity, and fearlessness into you few Aquat that's in obedience, double honors to the elders of great millstone, if I didn't say that. Back to you with another lesson through the spirit. And this is going into not the NBA draft with Jake Watson, not the NFL draft, none of that shit, but the USA draft, because that third world war is coming. They're passing a bill on automatically putting youngins from 18 to 26 into the draft. It's automatically putting them in there because we have war on the brink. We got different nations rising against nations, and they getting close and close. All right, but check it out. Hoping it's edifying to the elect. Video, then precepts. And being part of their army, you're gonna have to take the C hip. Being part of their army, you're gonna have to sell your soul to them. They're trying to force young men to do this, man. All men aged between 18 and 26 will be automatically registered for the selective service system, which is used for military draft under a new bill that passed the House of Representatives on Friday. So they passing bills. They passing unrighteous decrees. The National Defense Authorization Act for the 2025 fiscal year passed by the vote of 217, whatever. Okay, so permission to increase pay for serving military members, reduce wasteful spending, bolster NATO funding, and counter aggressive actions taken by Russia and China. According to a press release, the SSS hasn't been used for over half a century since the Vietnam War, but men who fail to register face various penalties, including all this bullshit. If you don't bow down to what they got going on, they want you to hurt. They want you to be in a hurtful state. Which is fucked up. Fighting their wars. No one wants to fight in America's wars, especially with this fucking president we have. So they got to force you into doing it. Man. That's what they own. Play this. U.S. sending ships to Cuba, all right? They trying to counter each other, Russia and the U.S. Things are getting heated. But they want young men to fight in their wars. They want young men to die in their wars, which is retarded as fuck. They don't care for the kings nor princes. That's in Ezekiel, not the Salakia. In second Esdras, I got to come get that. I'm going to start. Let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up to fight against another, and the sword in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their princes, their kings, nor princes, which is the presidents and stuff like that. No one wants to fight for President Biden. No one wants to fight for these presidents. No one has a inch of drive to fight for any of these fucking presidents. For they shall regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right. I shall desire, and a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the cities shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So war is going to hit the U.S. soil. War is on the coastal U.S. Young men are going to be afraid being drafted into war, and it's talking about more things. Men shall be afraid. The mighty men out here flaunting their little money and stuff like that. But, men that's not, that's out here thinking the devil's pie is going to get them somewhere. They're going to be afraid as well, but it's going to be a lot of young men in these armies, man, in the U.S. Army, forced to fight, and it's not going to be fair for them, but it's going to be judgment, of course. But look, they're going to be afraid like a motherfucker, man. Let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 34. In the war shall there... Okay, let me start at 33. The virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms, all right? And the women shall mourn having no husbands, and their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So the women are going to be left with no husbands, nothing, because all the men are going to be sent out there for war to die, Nothing's going to be, even the infrastructure of everything is going to be stopped, because lots of men that, they're going to die, And before that has to be some Jacob's trouble and, things like that before that happens, but that's what's going on. A draft, automatically, ages 18 to 26. I got a young son. A lot of us got young sons, But with that, hoping it's edifying to the elect. With that, I'm going to give all praises and glory. No, Salakia. That's not. I'm not finished. I'm not finished, Salakia. I got more. I'm gonna hit that Matthews, because these are terrible times, man. These are terrible times when they have to exhort to killing their citizens, putting their citizens in harm's way of other places. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24, verses 6. It'll start. And see, shall there hear of war and rumors of war. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrow. Beginning of sorrow. So it's going to be a sorrow. Man, Vietnam, that was sorrowful, man. A lot of our brothers, so-called blacks, Hispanics, American, Native Americans, for sure blacks, the so-called blacks, came back from Vietnam. They got on that heroin. A lot of shit happened. Man. They got on that heroin bad. Different things would transpire after that fact. I think it was the 80s too, when the crack hit. Man, it was fucked up, man. If I'm thinking right, yeah, Vietnam. It's going to be the same type of thing, but even worse. Perilous times, man. These young men are different than the young men back in the day. You know, these young men nowadays are soft and they don't know what to do. They're going to be crying and running and jumping away. You know, they don't realize. They don't have a clue, especially the motherfuckers in the U.S. Army, you know. They alphabet community, you know. Let's go to Revelations chapter, because, you know, we got submarines and stuff like that near Cuba because, you know, Russia is making their moves. Russia is all over the place, man, and they're setting their place. The second war is past, and behold, the third war coming quickly. All right, and that's going into that Second World War already passing, and the third World War, World War III, is on the brink. With all the news that we see, man, Russia's stepping, man. You know, it's like my last lesson, man. Russia is stepping. They're not playing, and with that coming into play, they're going to try to put a draft. You know, they're going to use American citizens to fight these other nations. All right. But with that, hoping this edifying to your leg. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Hakwadash, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Hopefully it's edifying to your leg. Shalom.